What's good, YouTube? It's me, your boy Squiddy, again. Another one of them replay videos. And today, my opponent actually won the die roll and made me go first. And I looked at my hand, I was like, oh my gosh, this hand is busted. Yeah, like Maxi, Bell, Ray. Oh, never mind. I think I won the die roll and made him go first. So he's playing Sky Striker. Obviously, Maxi is really good against Sky Striker. Well, decently good, but very bad when they summon Ray because it's kind of awkward. They can just chain Ray effect. But him starting off with Hornet is just like a clean Maxi, easily +2, and the fact that he doesn't have Ash or Called By is just like so clean here, and it already puts him in such a bad spot. So I draw one, now he has to make a shiz, so you draw two to add the engage. Already we're off to a good start. He goes set one, you know, obviously Imperm or Anchor probably, ideally, adds the engage, which is fine. We have a Cosmic as well that we drew, and it's just like this game is just pretty heavily in our favor. Draw a Veiler, which just adds to the fire there. Decide to Cosmic right away, which obviously like they're not going to be playing in Imperial Order, so it's like, yeah, it just doesn't matter. Just might as well Cosmic now. Just in case it was like an Imperm or something random with Widow Anchor, which it was. Gonna Hayate. Here I actually decided to play around Effect Veiler. Obviously it's Sky Striker. We know they play like a bajillion hand traps, and he only set one, so like yeah, his hand's probably stacked with hand traps. Maybe at least one Veiler, right? It's a good chance, so it's good. Number one, to play around Veiler, you do this in battle phase, you crash out to bring back Ray, and then Ray effect tag into Kagari so you can add back whatever you send. And that also accomplishes two things. The second thing is you use Ray's effect to summon Kagari, which is huge in the mirror match. Because Ray's effect special summons a Link monster, it's not properly Link summoned, so your opponent cannot use Shark Cannon to special summon it from your graveyard later on, which is a big interaction in the mirror match, because there's only one Kagari, so at some point you just set up Shark Cannon and keep using it on your opponent's Kagari, summon it and add back engage. So you using Ray effect, which you should always be doing in the mirror match when you can, prevents them from doing that. Because it's not special summoned by a Link summon, they cannot summon it back based on game mechanics. That's also for like true for any fusion synchro, you know, XYZ monster. If it's like sent off like from the extra deck to the graveyard and you try to reborn it, that's an illegal play. So just so you know. Obviously, I summoned Ray here before activating Reinforcement Army, just in case he had Maxi. He might have been holding it. If he saw me add Ray, he might have Maxi'd right away. So that's why I was just like summon Ray right away before he Maxi's. Even though it gives him another information that he knows, yeah, I have Ray now, but it's still better to play around Maxi, I think, that way. So here I go Crash. Hayate's effect dump, obviously, first before it gets destroyed at the end of the damage step. Sending Engage, gonna try and add it off of Engage. And his only interaction, actually, is Ghost Spell, which, obviously, not really gonna play around Ghost Spell as opposed to Veiler, right? Like, Ghost Spell is not a really common card. But he does have Ghost Spell, which is fine because we already have Engage, so we can just add Hornet or like Widow Anchor for the recursion. And because we already have 3 spells in grave, which is stacked. In the mirror match, you want to turbo and get 3 spells in grave as fast as you can so you get extra value out of your cards. So here I just Widow Anchor this way. Obviously it's correct, gets rid of his monster, so it's like 2 for 1. And we get to Kagari. The reason, you know, I mentioned earlier it's not really great to Link summon Kagari so they can bring it back. The reason why I did that here is because their hands are so stacked. Like, he's only got 3 cards in hand, drawing 4. It's a very low chance that we lose, on top of being able to engage again, right? Like, I could play around Effect Veiler, but it's like, at this point, he's only had 3 cards. If he Veilers, he just has 3 cards in hand after his draw, so it's like, it's still a good spot. Like, it's still +1 for us either way. So that's why I decided this was correct. And because we have like Ghost Spell as well for the Shark Cannon, it's like he can't really use the Kagari anytime soon. So that's why I decided to just do that, just to get ahead of the game even further. And then just going Shiz in the end phase to search like a Hornet Drones or anything, or a multi-roll for recursion, is just pretty far ahead. But that being said, I can't discount him out of the game, because in the Sky Striker mirror match, all it takes is like double engage, and all of a sudden he has like 6 cards in hand again. So just, yeah, always play conservatively, be careful with your plays, and, yeah, just expect the unexpected. He could, like, Lightning Storm me and then engage or something crazy, right? So it's, you never know. He blind Cosmics, which I never think is correct in the mirror match. You should technically hold it for multi-roll or maybe the field spell, like if they're relying on it to start their plays off. He actually does draw top deck and engage, or, sorry, he topped up the Cosmic, I'm just guessing, and then he had the engage in hand, which we knew. But that's fine, because he didn't have the draw. Add some multi-roll, and tries to Widow Anchor here. Obviously we have our set Widow Anchor, so we're just gonna chain it because Widow Anchor says A, then B. Target one effect monster, negate its effect, then, if you have 3 or more spells, you can take control of that. Because it says then, it means it has to do A, then B. So it has to negate a monster's effect in order to take it. But because we chain our own Widow Anchor and it goes backwards in the chain, we're already negating our own shiz. So by the time his resolves, he cannot negate. You cannot negate an already negated monster in Yu-Gi-Oh! So because he cannot negate, he cannot take control either. So it's pretty crazy. Also the same reason why you cannot Widow Anchor when skill drain's on the board and Imperm as well. So obviously he goes multi-row. If we didn't have that Widow Anchor, that would have actually swung the game potentially because he could have like Kagari'd back. Obviously the hand trap would have stopped, but like even still, put him in a good spot. He's gonna set the Widow Anchor in the end phase. Kind of desperation plays, but it's actually quite good for him because I don't have an immediate answer right away to like his cards. That's a challenging thing about only have one Kagari. It's like one less thing for him to negate after your initial Kagari's gone. I was debating summoning Ray to push for damage, but I decided to just go Hayate, hoping that he would just Widow Anchor the Hayate, which he does, which is not a great play on his part, I don't think. I think he should have just waited for the shiz, because he knew I had a Ray in hand already. I decided to just do this random play anyways, to troll. Just use the effect and chain Ray. Well, I mean, there is technicality. If he later tries to Shark Cannon the shiz, he might forget which one it is, and if he targets the one that I just summoned off the effect, then it would get banished instead of special. So I guess that was my thought process, just like, mind games. Shiz effect in the end phase, I activate multi-roll so I can activate the Shark Cannon I added, banish his shiz, and then reset the Widow Anchor. So that's a cool little play. One thing to know that it is bugged in this game, so you have to actually shiz search before you use multi-roll, or multi-roll before you shiz search in this game for some reason. Only, except when you activate multi-roll with no effects activated prior, then you can shiz search and then use multi-roll, which is what just happens. We didn't activate anything while multi-roll was on the table, so we could shiz search and then activate that and then use multi-roll. Cool little interaction in the MPs because they're all quick play. He's gonna also set his own engage, but obviously we have like a stack of hand traps, so he can't really do much. I mean, we get back Hayate, so this Widow Anchor's dead for now, but he's still fine. The hand traps are good. Technically, he could have just top decked a spell, ripped a spell, and then sent the grave, and then engaged, so it couldn't Ash, which would have been pretty powerful. But I think these other 2 hand traps would still just been enough, plus the Widow Anchor on the following turn, obviously, when I clear my main monster zone. So we just Ash there, that's get banished. He just has to pass and set the Hornet Drone. So yeah, the game's pretty much over here. Probably just gonna push for game just because we're so far ahead. Even if he has like Nibiru or something, it doesn't matter. We also have like multi-roll to send away the token, so our Widow Anchor's live for the next turn. Draw Maxi, and it's like, yeah, the game's over. And yeah, going to Hulk and opponent scoops. And yeah, that's about it. If you guys like this video, subscribe, comment, and I will make some more. See you guys in the next one.